feel when you hear yourself like that? How does it feel when you hear yourself? You used to it now.
I'm used to
Good
it now,
morning,
yeah.
good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ignorant millennials. Welcome to the show. I'm your guest. your host today.
You're trying to be a guest, man.
Yo, man, we got a fire MC,
Yes.
man. I'm nervous. Yeah.
Nah, it's okay, man.
I'm not alone today. I'm with my guest. My co-host. Bafana, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Morning, ignorant millennials. Welcome to our latest, freshest episode. Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't. And if you haven't seen any of our shows before, go back and like all of them. Give us your commentary. What do you think about the show being discussed? But as Kat mentioned, today we have a special guest.
Yes.
Young Tyran.
What's good?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. We are adding you now on our platform of ignorant millennials. But yeah, so thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure. I'm glad niggas hey, sorry, can I curse?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
glad
Man.
there's platforms like these
Yeah.
for us to speak freely and no censorship and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
Chat and be,
Just be ourselves.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we have him here is because this MC has been talked about. I know there was even the freshman list is there and everything else. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna who is he? What is his music? What differentiates his sound and everything else? Those questions are coming up today, but as typical, as usual, we're gonna start it with our quickfire questions. So I'm not sure if you're aware, quickfire, we ask you, we give you two options, you select one, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Let's go.
Beam or Benz?
Benz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Stogie T or Aries?
Stogie T or Aries? Definitely say Aries, yeah.
Oh, okay. McDonald's or Steers?
McD always says this, you know they're doing that. Late night, you know what I mean? 24 hours, they got us,
Okay. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?
Both.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Okay. This one's going to seem real funny. Metlale or Metlale?
All day.
She's the one.
She's the one.
Yeah. I noticed one of your tracks there. You actually speak about Aries and Metlale as well there. So Metlale is big.
Yeah.
Bow down, you know what I mean? If she's watching this,
Yes.
she can get it.
All
right.
When she's ready, she'll make contact.
Yeah, she'll hit me up.
Yeah, she'll hit you up.
Give me 2 years.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this.
All right. So, man, let's get right straight into it, man. A lot of people, might have heard of you, and some others might have not have heard of you yet. So I think you can just start off from the beginning. What's your backstory? Who's Young Tyran?
Well, I'm just I don't know, a small town rapper. I was born in Zim. I was born there, and then I moved here early teens. And music's always been my thing. In fact, art has always been my thing because I've always been that type of person who's always drawing shit or making stuff. You know what I mean? I remember when I was young, my grandma always used to slap the hell out of me because I'm a pegs, I'm a pegs.
Okay.
And I start building shit using that. So the creative side of me has always been from a young age. So with music, it was just so easy to just jump into that, and express myself. So that's why I mess with this whole, creative process that music, allows me to.
And then hip hop though. So of all the different art forms, what pulled you to hip hop in particular, and what's the decision? What's the decision where Young Tyran is actually screw these pegs? Let me write something down.
Yeah.
Let me hear what my voice sounds like. What's that moment? Yeah.
I think this is 2009, right?
Okay.
I'm in high school, and there used to be these freestyles during break time. And I'd be watching the homies, they're freestyling and all that stuff. I'm like, this is dope, But then I knew at some point when I was back home, I'd be writing in my room and stuff, but I was too scared to come out, and say,
my shit is harder than that.
Because I didn't know if I was hard. I was just writing. I remember I was listening to this Jay-Z album, if it's not Kingdom Come, for a while, and like I try mimic the flows and everything. Eventually I found my own voice, I started writing, and one day I gave it a go, and people were like, yo, how long have you been doing this for? Like, and it was like a holiday type thing, and I was like, okay, I'm really good at this shit. And then the more I listened to music, and I was like, yo, it's really changing me, you know what I mean? So I was like, I feel like I can do the same. So that's how it came about.
So I just wanna, as you start out as a rapper, you have like a couple of rap names. What is the weirdest rap name that you had?
Always been Tyran.
It's always been Tyran.
Yeah, like from the beginning. Like I was
history behind that?
Well, you know the word tyrant, right? So I actually sat down and thought about it. Like, what can I call myself? Because my government name is Tamsanga. Shout out to all the Tamus out there. So I thought of tyrant. I was like, okay, a tyrant is someone who's sort of like a dictator. I'm like, okay, I could be hip hop's dictator.
Ruler,
the king, the nigga who just does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and then I just added the young, to keep it youthful, and then that was it.
With the youngs and the lils, do you think there's gonna be a point where you're like, actually, I don't need this next to me?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it represents so much. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 50, bro. Like, I mean,
it could be your spirit.
It's just an energy for me. That's what I think. Like that youthfulness forever. Yes. It's like Jay-Z. He didn't change to Sean Carter. Like, but at his age, he's still Hov, he's still Jay, Lil Wayne, same thing. You know what I mean?
So then, getting into the industry, because I mean now you're on social media. I've seen KO give you a shout out. So breaking into it. So now you're not looking at break time freestyles. Now it's like let's get this paper. Let's make this a thing. How do you then navigate into where you find yourself now? So how do you get into this industry?
Well, to be honest, at first there was no plan. Like, we just put out music, right? We just put out music, and slowly but surely people started gravitating towards it. Like, I don't know what happened, man. Like, it's just been all organic, bro. Like, I mean, people just hit me up out of the blue, like, yo, we mess with you, we mess with you. Next thing you get like a shout out from someone big and all that. We really just saw this shit happen. We're like, yo, damn, this is real. So going forward, we're like, okay, let's come up with a strategy, and we've been implementing it, and it seems like it's working. Like I feel like we're gaining new followers like every single day, and the past month has been real, like for me. You know what I mean?
And by what is your team?
Yeah, the team.
The guys here.
Yeah, the homies that are here.
Shout out, guys. Thank you for bringing him through.
What has happened in the past month? Because you say that growth has been sort of like exponential then, like.
I went from being unknown to being known. That's what I can say. Like, I haven't gotten that many streams in a short space of time. I got like 20-something thousand streams in like a week. And that had never happened.
Wow, man. Like, big up, bro. Big up.
That's crazy. But although that's nothing to some artists, it's whatever. But for me, it was like, okay, that's cool. So everything just shot up in like that time, and you guys reached out. Ton of people have reached out. This is not my first like interview. I've done like couple like in just a week. I've been busy. I'm like,
shout out, man. Shout out. So I mean, like, are you signed? Like,
nah. We're independent. Like, we've got our own thing going with the homies.
So, like, do you book a studio? Do you record like in your house? What is the process? What is
it's still a home studio. I've never been. I used to record at like these commercial studios and stuff, but like, it's like, when you work with someone who's just after the money, they really don't take that much care of your product. They don't care. So I stopped doing that a while ago. So I started recording in my room. It's the most comfortable space ever.
And a lot of rappers do that too. Even your signed artists and everybody else now.
I wake up and the first thing I think, okay, let me just hop on the studio and just check what's up.
And I guess with the difference of being signed or independent, a big part of our platform is about also teaching, the people who engage us. Just briefly highlight the difference and what's that like for an artist when you are signed versus independent. What is that journey like, and how do you go about your art?
I wouldn't know about being signed, right? But I'd like to think there is a system that they already have in place, something that they've been using for years and years and years, and it works for some artists, for some artists it doesn't. And then being independent, I feel like it's just being free, dog, and being able to navigate on your own, at your own terms, more than anything else. And yeah, there is a lot of work being your own boss, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like running your own business.
So are you saying you don't want to be signed? Is that what you're saying? And I mean, a lot of times we see even with the independent. And also, are you also saying that are you not going to sign a distribution deal like with the Sony? Because you don't have to be signed to them. You can be
No. Like to be honest, it depends what's on the table, bro. Like, you know, if a label were to hit me up, and you know, I just look at what's on the table, it'll depend. We'll make that decision as a team. Okay, is this good for us? Where is this going to take us? You know, because sometimes I cannot just preach this whole independence thing, because at the end of the day, you get to a point where being independent is just not enough, and you're not, you know, really maximizing on your potential. But getting with a label can actually take you to the next level. You know, I really don't knock labels that much, because at the end of the day, you know, as an artist, you really have to be on your toes and really go through everything. Yeah.
Nah, that's true.
So if they hit me up and they wanted to sign me, if the deal is lucrative, we'll go for it. And if they want to partner with us, like we're not signed, but we sort of work together towards a common goal, I'll do it too. You know, it
has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
Because I guess you don't want to just be like, I'm doing this on my own and prevent a lot of growth for yourself.
If like Reese was like, yo, come join us right now off the top of your head, or if Casper was to say, yo, come join us, would you?
Sense.
You know, collaborations definitely I'd do it, right? Signing or anything of that nature, I don't think so. You know, I feel like at the same time, you know, signing to an artist is not the best situation ever. Like, history has taught us so much. The only few artists that have managed to do that successfully, I think, if I'm talking locally, I don't know a local artist who has managed to break another artist and turn him into a superstar. But if you look at overseas, I only know Lil Wayne, who managed to give us Drake, Tyran, Nicki. Rick Ross gave us Meek. The other guys, Wale and the rest, not so. So I've learned that not every king is a king maker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, signing to an artist is very tricky. It's the same thing. Drake got Party next door, but Party is not as big. You know what I mean? So it says a lot. Like, sometimes you really need to just go straight to the people that are like gonna put you out the right way. Because at the same time, he's trying to be the guy. How is he gonna like lift you up? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's all love. Like Cass, Aries, I feel like they cool. I have no problem with them.
So with the collaborations itself, I mean, what is that? How does that process actually work? So do you talk through your people, or you can directly DM? The process of collaboration.
Well, most of the time, I won't lie. Like, I don't really hit people up like for features and stuff. Not that much, unless I really mess with them. But if people hit me up, most of the time, like my manager actually responds to them, and if it's something that I see as beneficial, we'll definitely go for it. But most of the time, it has to make sense. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing for me. It has to make sense. On a growth level, like, is it in line with what we have planned so far? Is it gonna help us? Is it gonna help us reach a new audience, or like help improve our sound? But most of the time, it's not just about, yo, that guy is big, let's just work with that person. Do it. Nah, it's never that.
So do you guys, like, in the hip hop game, do cats still charge each other for features, or is it that thing that, like, you know what? It's fine, I'll do it to you for free, because you never know. I'll need you some other day. And I know, like, your likes of AKA doesn't charge for a feature unless that has changed.
Well, to be honest, I think in label situations, probably they would. It depends. I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? But what I do is, I'd rather build a relationship, you know what I mean, with somebody. Like, I'd rather build a relationship more than anything else. So charging them up front, hey, I feel like the moment you start to put a price on art, it's not art anymore. You know what I mean? So it sort of dilutes the process. Like, you want it to be organic, you want it to be real. So anyone can just come through with a mill and be like, yo, drop a verse or whatever. But then if the song is really not what you want to do, you just have to do it for the sake of the bag. But I don't think the final product is something you'll be happy with, and I don't do that at all, bro. Like no matter how much you have, if I don't like the song, I just won't rock with it. But if I mess with the song, like forget about the money, bro. Like I just want to hop on the song because it's a vibe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is like young Tyran's sound? Somebody who's hearing this interview, they're like, okay, this guy sounds real. Like, but what is his sound? What is his music talk about? What is the message that he's trying to make us feel, or is it just feel good music he's making? What is it? Are you storytelling? What are you?
There's one word that can describe it, but what I can say is I feel like it's like I said. I always say this is like social commentary, bro. Like whatever I see or like go through and stuff, I just put it on a song most of the time. You know what I mean? And it's just raw and uncut. That's I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah.
So these are your own personal experiences. You're not translating other people's.
I translate other people's experiences. Some of the things I haven't experienced, but just seeing it and stuff is also cool to say on a song. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be something you go through, but you can just see it happen and just express it because no one's talking about that. You can just channel it, you know, and let people know shit like this happens. You know.
Aren't there songs that maybe you're writing from the start and you're like, this is the specific type of song I want to make? So let's say you want to make like a club type song.
Yeah.
Or this type of song, you know, I really want it to be like deep and emotional. I want to get like feeling out of it. And in your creative process, do you have to channel yourself or put yourself in a specific mindset when you're creating different types of songs?
Yeah, of course. You definitely have to do that. It's like when you record, let's say, a thought evoking type of song, you really have to be in that space. If it's like a club song, you have to also be in that space. Like you have to really think about it. Sometimes I imagine the music video, like
first.
Yeah. Before I even write, like, yo, I'd love to, you know, see something like this. Then you start getting words and shit, you know. So yeah, you definitely have to put yourself in a space where the process becomes easier for you.
So then how do you differentiate yourself? So I mean, like, you know, hip-hop in itself is such a big universe, and a lot of people at times do look, sound very similar. So how do you go about making sure that if I engage this sound or music video, that people can clearly tell that this is young Tyran? So even if, you know, it's still early in your career now, as you go, you're going to build it out. How do you make sure that you will be able to differentiate yourself in it?
Well, I feel like I'm still in the process of doing that, like, you know, finding myself. Like the thing is, I'm not even pressured to say, okay, I'm trying to stand out. You know, sometimes when you try too hard to stand out, you end up fitting in even more because you're doing too much. And the most important thing is just take your time, be yourself, and eventually it comes to you. Like eventually it comes to you. I know this for a fact. It's, you know, and I know I've been getting a lot of flag online. They're like, yo, you sound like A-Reese and all that. And I'm like, you know, it's whatever, man, you know.
Actually, I actually, when you say that you're trying or you're still finding yourself in the process, because I listen to like your songs that are available online. Actually have a question also with regards to that. But I realize there's like, there's different sounds. Like you sound, you don't like, there's the one where they say you sound like A-Reese. I think I forgot the particular name of the track. Then in other songs one can still see you're still experimenting as well, which is great. Which artists do that.
The thing is,
like that's what people don't get. Like
people think you must just wake up and just be like this. Dog, like
artistry is about experimenting and pushing the envelope as well.
I'll do whatever I feel like any day, bro. Like it doesn't really matter to me, you know, what people think, because they'll never be satisfied. But your core, the people that really rock with you will rock with you. You know what I mean? You don't have to please everyone. So even the process as far as experimenting with sounds, I do that to expand my abilities, bro. Like I can't just be one-sided. Eventually you bore people. I'll feel bored as well. Like it's not exciting, you know what I mean? I want to try something new all the freaking time. Like I never just let myself stick to one thing because it's working at the moment. No, that's not it for me. Like it's never been.
And talking about those hardships now, so what are the challenges now? Like what's the dark side of this industry, the dark side of starting out as a young rapper, be it like family being like, man, what are you doing? We had hopes of you being a doctor. Or like friends who are popping out of nowhere. Hey man, remember me in grade 2? Like, you know, what does that side look like?
It's a lot, man. Like, you really need a lot of mental strength. That's the one thing I can say. Because when I started this shit, like, no one believed in me, you know what I mean? And I'll say, if I started writing 09, started making music around that time as well, like it's 10 years now, right? Still trying to make this thing happen, you know. The first people I told, like this guy, Trevor, like who's in the room. First song I recorded, he used to be a rapper too, so then maybe I don't know.
Used to? Oh, okay.
He used to rap. Maybe you should drum a freestyle. He's the guy who actually put me onto this recording thing, because he used to record using headphones and stuff, and we always used to go to his house, you know what I mean? His parents would be like, what are these boys doing? You know what I mean? All day, every day. Like my family, they didn't understand, because like I was like, I'd like to think I was academically gifted, you know. I come from a family of teachers and people with fancy degrees and all that, but when I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this, it was a shock, you know. There was gang interventions, like, sat me down, like, this is not it, we're cutting you off and all that, like, and then but I stuck to my guns. But today, they see I'm going somewhere, you know. So
let's talk music, because we've got to wrap it up shortly. I just want to know, okay, I talked about music being online, right? So not all your songs are, well, I found more of your songs on YouTube and your freestyles on YouTube than on iTunes or Apple Music. Why is that case?
Oh, no. So the issue is with some of the songs, right, there's samples that I use that are not cleared, you know. Seeing that I also don't have a label, sometimes it's a struggle to do that stuff. So of course, like, the new project is gonna be available like on Apple Music, because I'm finding a way to maneuver through that. But then the old content and the stuff that I'm just throwing out there, you know, just for the audience to just stay engaged, it's on SoundCloud, bro. Like, as long as you can access it.
So that Bonang track, do you need clearance for the?
No, that's a freestyle, bro. Okay. Yeah, that's a freestyle. That's just a freestyle. It's not even my beats and stuff. Yeah, it's not. Even,
So album, EP, when is that dropping? Because the hype is there now. Like you there. You're on the freshman list. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can't give you a date yet. You know what I mean? But I can tell you there's a lot of music with a lot of important people, and okay, I've been recording this, like, it's literally been my whole life recording this, basically. So,
and maybe we can touch on that, you know. So when the first album, there's usually a while before we see artists drop their first album. That journey, what is important? What needs to happen before you? Is it like you need to build up enough of a base? Do you need to produce like enough music so you yourself get to find your sound before you give a full project?
So there's two things that happen, right? The first thing is you never want to get so many eyes on you while you're still on your training wheels, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm glad things are happening now versus 4 years ago, because my abilities have changed. So I feel like right now is the right time. But yeah, so it is close. The album is coming very soon. I've been working on music. I've had time to reflect and go back to the old songs and really come back and refine the sound over and over and over again, such that I know that it's going to be solid, like most definitely. And yeah, right now I feel like the clout matches the content. You know, it's not like when you have so much attention, but hey, the content is subpar, like a lot of guys. You know what I mean?
So what's next then? So now you're at this stage where you are getting some attention. What lies like the next 12 to 18 months? How does Young Tyran build that out? Shows that are coming up, music that might be dropping. You know, just what does that look like for you?
Yeah, my biggest goal. I think next 12 months is to just be on top of everything, bro. Like, be the best in the game. Like, the best rapper in the country, right? The best musician, in fact, like, you know what I mean? Bestseller, everything. Like, I'm just going for that. Like, we've got strategies in place. Like I said, like, hey man, like there's a lot of chess moves.
He's coming.
Okay.
Like,
He's coming.
Not playing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Probably by the time people watch this a year from now, like they're like, okay, he did say it, yeah. And then after that, it's the continent and then the world, like, and it's happening.
So before like we let you leave as well, I got like an important fan question. That was asked by one of our fans. They just wanted your thoughts, just to get to know the artists a bit more as to who they're feeling. So right now, one of the question was specifically, who do you think right now in SA hip hop is at the top in South Africa, and why?
You know what? I want to say something, right? According to me, this has been a horrible year for the game for me. Okay, horrible.
Yeah.
2 years, 2.5.
But last year a lot of cats dropped, hey?
Hey, but the impact for me, like, do you guys remember when Casper came into the scene? How exciting hip hop was. When AKA and Casper were really dropping, like, it was exciting. Bro. When Cooley was at his prime, who else was there? Was dropped. Ricky was still fresh. It was really exciting. Okay, Malum, Cool Cat. That was an exciting time for me. This time, I feel like everything is just watered down. Like it's not.
The competition isn't there.
It isn't.
It doesn't feel like the people are competing.
Yeah. So whoever is at the top, for sure, like much respect because they're doing something right. But then I feel like. The game is not interesting. I hope to change that, right? But according to me, right now, I feel like the guy who's winning is Nasty. Nasty is definitely winning because he's doing a lot of shit, bro. Like, it's undeniable. It's undeniable, and yeah, bro. Like, the homie is really killing it. He's killing it. Like, he's doing a lot of international stuff. Shout out to Universal for also making that possible, and believing in the guy. I actually like that about Universal, that they're actually giving, this local sound a chance to actually,
Okay. Thanks a lot, man. This was such a nice chat.
Yeah.
I hope you got to get a lot of things that you wanted to share with our platform.
No, most def. It was great. It was a great chat. You guys actually, you're cool. Most interviews are boring, but but I had fun.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, all the best.
Thank you.
We're really gonna be pushing. Here, Millennials, check out Young Tyran. We're gonna put his link to all his platforms. You can catch his music. Follow him on social media.
Yes.
And really check him out. Support local music. Hip hop. He's coming. He's told you guys he's coming. Ignorant Millennials from my side. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.